Hey everybody, this week the weekly word is actually not this week's word, but it is this week's word. That might be confusing. But some of you saw my episode that I did called Stress. It was episode 51. I added it to the playlist on YouTube for Weekly Word. And I made the decision yesterday to actually remove it from the playlist and change it from a public video down to a unlisted video. And the reason I did that has everything to do with the new episode 51 Weekly Word, which is Example. So if you watch that episode, it's titled Stress, I was in traffic and I took my phone out and I mounted it up on my phone mount and I did the episode while I was stuck in traffic. And from time to time, the traffic would move ever so slowly, and from time to time I would speak with my hands. Imagine that. Which therefore meant I was driving distracted. Not only was I taking my hands off the wheel, but I was also moving in traffic, albeit at 1 or 2 miles an hour. That's beside the point. I was distracted. I try to make excuses for myself and say, that's the same as if you're having a conversation with someone in the passenger seat. Not really the case. In fact, what I was doing, and by putting that on YouTube and then putting it out for the world to see, was I really wasn't living a good example. And in the Marine Corps, we have a word. It's Latin. It's called Ductus Examplo, which is leadership by example. So what I did in episode 51 was, while I reduced my stress, I created more stress. For some of you that watched the video, and also really for myself, because I found myself thinking this through tenfold and ultimately drawing a conclusion that I could reduce stress simply by making a decision to re-record episode 51 and remove it and use it as a learning point. Example. We do a lot of things in life. We make those decisions. We execute upon those things. And sometimes those things may not be the best sought out things to do. We should always focus our energy, I guess, on trying to live a life that is a positive example, not just for our young children to watch, but our peers and our seniors alike. I think everything that we do in life, if we think through the whole idea of, am I doing something right now that is a good example to others that are seeing it? And if the answer is yes, then you're probably doing the right thing, because doing the right thing is always the right thing. So I hope you enjoyed episode 51. It's short, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The bottom line with this episode is just the idea to really think through your actions and maybe how they can be perceived, and make sure that if they're being perceived in the positive way, to set a good example, then it's probably a good positive action. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. Talk to you on 52.